Well, Patrick Cook here. We're getting in deep here. We're getting in deep. We're coming up on keyframing. There's nothing to sneeze at, all right? Animation is more difficult in the Mandelbulb 3D environment. I guess primarily because it's not just the movement, but it's the scene that you picked. It's the coloring, it's the lighting. These are all things that we've talked about in previous sessions. When you're doing an animation, you almost have to be thinking about your animation way, way, way in the beginning, when you first start drawing up the actual graphic itself. Because ultimately there's going to come a point that you're going to try to navigate through this scene, and you're going to try to animate it. And of course the animation is the subframes that are created or interpolated between your keyframes. And you want to try to get everything as right as you can up to the point that you create your keyframes, because there's really no going back. There's no going back. Once I create that keyframe, now here's a key point. Once I create that first keyframe, I can go back, I can throw the whole thing away. Doesn't matter. But when I create a second keyframe, this second keyframe is dependent upon the first keyframe. All right, because I'm going to set this software to work to create the subframes between the two keyframes. So each new keyframe that you add is wholly dependent upon the keyframe that came before it. So what I'm saying is that the more keyframes that you create, the more committed you are to your animation. And you can go back, of course, by reverting back to an earlier save, but it's very difficult to fix keyframes. Trust me on that. It's difficult to fix keyframes. It's difficult to fix your animation. You don't want to be in a position, and trust me on this one, you don't want to be in a position where you have made 30 keyframes and then you preview it and you say, oh my goodness, I had a nice move there and I was going up and I was looking, and all of a sudden, boop, I'm over here. Oh my goodness. How do you fix that? You got to go find the keyframe, the two keyframes, the one before and after, where that happened, all right? And you got to try to fix it, and you got to try to figure out what went wrong and how it went wrong, and where the move was, and what the Mandelbulb 3D internal software was doing, and then you got to try to fix that. Unfortunately, if you have 30 keyframes that you've made and you found this movement error on keyframe 12, well, you could fix that, but now you've got keyframes 13 through 30, which are probably thrown off. So it's if you're going to do a straight shot through a scene, go for it. I mean, you can have two keyframes and you can put 1,000 subframes in between that. Go for it, and you got a nice simple animation. And you'll find an awful lot of these animations using the Mandelbulb 3D, where they are fairly simple fly-throughs. They're this nice straight line. I mean, they look good and all. I'm not putting down anybody's work, but what I have seen is I have seen Mandelbulb 3D animations that tend to be straight flight or a simple flight. They tend to be short, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds. They tend to be relatively short because Mandelbulb 3D animations are hard to make after a certain point. You get a certain number of keyframes up there, and it gets more and more tricky as you go. I'm hoping that I can explain to you some of the methods that I use that I've learned by the School of Hard Knocks, a School of Hard Keyframes. Anyway, I'm trying to be funny and it's not working. But things that I've learned over time, little methods that I use so that I don't get in too deep, and so I don't wind up throwing a whole animation sequence away. And I've done that. All right, now, a couple things to prepare for our keyframing. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this keyframe away, and this I'm explaining something now about the software. This option up here is it allows you to delete the keyframe. So if I hit that, I've deleted the keyframe. No going back. There is no undo. There's no going back. Once that's gone, I can revert to an earlier save. All right, but there's no undo. So once you delete it, it's gone. Now another feature that you have is that you can actually send this keyframe back to the main. You can send it back to main. You'll notice here that I'm in a whole different view now than my navigator. Yeah, I could recover this from my file, and I probably should. I just reopen my M3P of my last save and recover it. But I'm just going to show you how to recover your main view from the Animation Maker window. So right here, send only this view to the main program. Right here, send this parameter to the new program. All right. So if I send the view to the program, I'm recovering this keyframe into the main program, not the navigator. Well, let's do it. Send the view. So I've sent the view over to the main. Press Calculate 3D to render. Okay. All right. I can also send the parameters over. Send this parameter to the main program. Oop. Press Calculate 3D to render. Oop. I don't really know what the difference is between send this view only and send the parameters over. They both do the same thing. I tend to use the parameters. All right, this far right up arrow, because I want all the parameters to come back into my main. Parameters are, of course, your formulas, your lighting, all of your quality, your calculation, your DE stop and all that stuff. So I believe that the parameters is a more accurate way to pull your keyframe back into the main program. All right. So that's how you can basically recover into your main program your keyframe. And of course, now once you have it back in your main, you can pull it over to your navigator like that. All right. So if I want this keyframe to be recovered where I can work with it, I can go send to main, recalculate, and then pull the parameter over to the navigator. And now I effectively have this keyframe, keyframe number 1, back into my navigator, and I've repositioned my navigator to where that keyframe is. Now remember, now a keyframe is a particular capture in space and time. All right, we'll pick this up in the next session. I'll see you there.